Welcome back, my friend. This is BjjBrick Quick. This is your quick jiu-jitsu podcast. I know you're in a hurry. You've got a limited amount of time for a jiu-jitsu podcast, and you chose this one. Good decision, I hope. I realize that podcasts don't really live in a quick world. You know, you just listen to it when you can, and if it's an hour or 2 or 5 minutes, you'll get it done one way or another, whether you're driving or not. But this is a quick podcast. I'm getting myself on a tangent, and I've got a limited amount of time to share with you this story. Just a while back, I was training at my gym, home gym, and a new guy was there, and he was a little bit bigger than me, maybe 190 pounds or so. I'm probably 175. He's athletic. Later, I found out he did CrossFit or does CrossFit. Like, he's an athletic guy. Cool. Very nice guy. And he told me that he was brand new. And so we were doing, he just came to like a general class. And we were kind of doing some more nuanced lesson of the Kimura. And I got partnered up with him, which I really enjoy partnering up with new people. And I said, "Are you familiar with the Kimura?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, perfect. Let's first, I want to talk to you a little bit about side control and how this position works. And then let's slap on this Kimura so you get a little bit of an idea of that." He could have said yes, and I still would have been fine with like, "Oh, you're brand new, but you know Kimura, you've seen it on TV or whatever. Maybe you heard the podcast about Kimura. It's a good one." So I showed him what side control was, and then we went over the Kimura, super basic stuff that I felt like somebody who was brand new could grasp and feel like they weren't in over their head. And it was, he absorbed it really well and went on and I said, "Well, have you ever rolled before or whatever?" And he said, "Yeah, I was here last week." And they let me roll. And that's weird because we have I don't think, if you're brand new, I don't think you get to roll your first time. So he was here last week and they let him roll his first time. And here, I thought it was his first day, but evidently he's been here at least one other class. And so I thought, well, let's roll. You know, if you've already rolled, I'm fine with that. And he said, "Well, I really don't know what to do." And I go, "Well, let's just work to improve your position. I'll play guard a little bit and you try to pass. And then when you get to pass, you could try to look up that Kimura. I'll try to escape, and then I'll maybe reverse, and just work some stuff." I do this a lot. I really don't care if he's a CrossFit guy. That's not going to make a difference. And we started, and he like knee cut past my guard, like pretty good. Like part of it was me being a little surprised. Like, oh, he's doing something that is not, he's not making this up. And so within since the first engagement of our interaction, I knew he lied to me. And man, that's annoying. And then he hopped into side control, and I said, "That was a very nice knee cut pass." And he started locking up the Kimura. I was like, "I don't think I'm going to get out of this." So, escaped. And then I fought him at a more competitive level, and I didn't hand him as many things because he could have almost done anything to pass my guard. If I think you're brand new, I want to work. I'm not definitely going to lock you up. I'm definitely not going to do a bunch of crazy stuff to you. We're going to work. We're going to do some stuff together. And him doing that, and it felt like I wouldn't say he was a blue belt, but he definitely had 6 months of time of training by my guess. Unless I found the new prodigy in jiu-jitsu who just picks it up by watching UFC or, jiu-jitsu matches. I don't know. I did not. So we rolled, and it was fine. I just had to change my perception about who this person was and what he had told me his experience level was. And then I handed him off to another person, and I said, he has training. He's done jiu-jitsu before. I said that right in front of him. Like, calling you out, man. You this is not your first or second day. And he goes, "Yeah, I trained a little bit with some buddies." That's kind of where he left it with how much training he had done. and I don't. Okay, I'm going along already, and I haven't got to anything. Just telling you a little story, and why is this so annoying to me? I kept thinking about this. Like, it really if he would have came in and said, I trained a year, that's awesome. I love it when people come in with a little bit of experience. If he would have came in and said that he trained 5 years, but it's been a long time and he doesn't feel like he has it anymore or whatever, that's great too. But he just said he had no experience. I spent the entire technique portion talking about what side control was, and how to hold your grip for a Kimura. So why do people do this? This happens not all the time, but it happens several times a year. Somebody will come in and they'll just lie about their experience. I think they're nervous. They don't want to suck. And so if they come in and say, I've trained for a year, and then it feels like they've trained for a month, well, then they feel bad about that. But this used to really bother me. And I would say, you've trained for longer than you're saying, and then I would turn it up and try to tap them out a bunch of times, which I would never do to a new person. That didn't happen. We just continued to do jiu-jitsu at a competitive level with him. But just the overall lesson is be comfortable in your own skin and your training. And if you've been training somewhere, maybe not a great gym for a year, just say, I've been training at a smaller gym for a year and I want to get more serious. It's obvious to people who have experience in jiu-jitsu that what you're doing is a learned art. You don't just make up a clean knee cut pass by accident. You don't do that by watching videos endless amount of time. It takes hard training and work to get there. And I felt like I was lied to about that, which was, ultimately it really didn't matter, but like, we're supposed to trust our teammates. Just be trust on the mats. And the first thing you do is come in and lie. And now I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he was probably nervous. And so I'm going to let this one go. Next time I see him, I'll train with him like he's maybe got 6 months of jiu-jitsu experience, which is perfect. That's great. Just would have appreciated honesty up front. People do this a lot when they travel too. They want to downplay. You walk in, you got that blue belt, and now it's like, dang it, I wish I had the white belt still to go train at this other gym. Now I'm a blue belt, and it's going to be tougher. Just wear your blue belt, and that's who you are. And if you get some tough rounds, that's fine. If you get some blue belts really taking it to you, some white belts taking it to you, that's part of your experience of training. Be safe and do your thing. You'll be fine. So anyway, I thought I'd just share this little story. Don't do that, guys. It makes it so much harder, and an experienced grappler will know immediately that you're being dishonest. Much more better to be honest. Okay, if you want to support the podcast, check us out on Patreon. Appreciate a monthly donation on there. Hope you are having good times on the mats and you're honest. And stay sweaty, my friend.